Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto, where we take the markets one leg at a time while keeping the market cycle in mind. And if you guys are kind of new to my channel or haven't seen me in a while, my name is Randy, also known as Real Crypto on here, and I actually take a holistic view of the market. My slogan there takes the market one leg at a time while keeping the market cycle in mind is exactly what I do. It's the strategy that I hold and the theory that I have for going about trading the markets. It's a strategy that works for any type of trading type, style. It's very agnostic when it comes to what indicators you use. Um, but it does hold one common theme that almost every single style of trading is basically price action and market trend and direction. And that is at the core of what I do here at Real Crypto. And, I've been gone for a little while, so not really coming back. I don't feel like I've been gone, but it's been over a month since my last posting. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and check out the BTC charts. And I will actually watching Litecoin kind of run a little bit right now, but let's take you to the BTC charts. And the last video that I posted doesn't feel like it was way back here on March 13th. And I was doing a couple live streams on this capitulation run to the bottom. Unfortunately, I had to leave before the drop down into the ultimate low. You guys can check out those live streams if you want to kind of see a little bit more about how I think about the markets in real time and stuff like that, how I call things in real time. It's pretty cool if you're new to the markets. You'll learn some valuable information. If you're new to the markets, I do really highly recommend you sticking around the channel and joining our Slack community, which you can find on my website at real-crypto.com over here. I want to talk about BTC and the general market cycle and the action since the bottom. Now, I think it's been very good action since the bottom. We have had a tremendous rally off of the lows, and here at the Real Crypto community, we have traded this rally extraordinarily well. Almost every major altcoin has had moves since we had capitulation. You guys, I didn't think I'd be saying that actually in terms of the market, but we actually do have capitulation. That's what this is right here. It's a different form of capitulation, but it is capitulation nonetheless. And so here we are, capitulation. What happens after capitulation? Usually some type of a rally, and this rally has continued significantly. So we basically broke 5,400 here, which is kind of our first level of entry, and then we've been kind of extending it upwards since. Now we're up here at about almost 7,800. So it's been a tremendous run up in BTC. I can't say it's been unexpected. What I mean by that is everything that's happened in the charts is relatively normal. Not every single pop was called, not every single drop was called, but we were pretty much on point for everything in the market. And even in most of the coins, we missed a few pop-ups. You can't get them all, but we've been extraordinarily successful. And let me kind of show you what we've been seeing in the charts. Bitcoin capitulation low broke out of this bear flag formation to the upside, which makes sense because you have capitulation here. And then it started rallying, had a big up day, came back down, had an opportunity to sell off, but failed to do so, rallied back on through a higher low, and ever since then it's been forming this trend line right here, which we've been above. I'm going to switch to my Binance chart, which you saw earlier, full of lots and lots of yummy trend lines. And what I want to show you on the Binance chart is what we've been following. I usually do most of my charting on Binance because it's kind of the dominant cryptocurrency exchange right now. It used to be Coinbase, but I switched to Binance sometime later last year, I think. All right, so this is the same, if not a similar trend line. It's actually appears to be a little bit off right now. I probably drew that at some point. And then we ended up with this trend line here. And we actually used this trend line as an exit point. On the way up here, we kind of noted the lack of buying interest, and it did look like we were kind of starting to plateau. We did end up having a corrective phase in BTC, which is this particular channel right here, these two larger green candles. For those of you newer, this is a lot of trend lines. Probably could delete a few of them for you guys, but I kind of do these videos on the fly. So you can see the channel forming right there. We have broken out of said channel, and then ever since we have not pulled back. Bitcoin is putting in a very, very extensive uptrend right now. Now, we did a survey today in the Power Hour, and anytime we've had 6 or 7 up days in a row, it has been a topping situation. So I can't rule out at least a shorter term pullback, if not a slightly larger pullback. in the near future. But at the same time, I'm not really willing to give up a bullish trend quite so easily on a bunch of what ifs. And so this trend is continuing and we're staying with the trend. But one thing about this trend that's been unique to most of the trends of the past year and a half since the 2017 top have actually been, actually I think that's 2.5 years. My goodness, it's been a while. But really it's been the ability of all of the top coins to go. They've all broken out. They've all sustained their moves. Let's just take a walk down the top 20 real quick here. Ethereum, obviously massive moves up. And actually, I'll talk a little bit when we get to another coin about what's called a base on base pattern, which is what we've formed here and we're breaking out of in the moment here. XRP, a coin that usually has a pop here and there, but kind of likes to languish when things are moving. Very bullish today, playing catch up 10%. Bitcoin Cash, one of the ones languishing. Now this is really paramount with that base on base pattern that I was talking about just a moment ago. So here we have the low, we pop up, we form a base here. Actually, cup and handle pattern right there. There's your handle. We break out of that, and then we don't go very far. But what do? We actually pull back. We do not undercut the prior low here. That's very important that we don't undercut the prior low. And we go on to form an immediate additional cup base. So now a lot of the coins right now are actually breaking out of this base on base. For instance, Ethereum here, this is one base right here, and this is a second base, and we're already on an upward trajectory from there. So just that base on base pattern that I showed you right there, extraordinarily powerful. We had alerts for, I believe, every single top 20 cryptocurrency breaking out of that. Some early alerts, some normalized alerts, but alerts nonetheless, and areas to get involved. And almost every one of those alerts have hit. Obviously, Bitcoin Cash hasn't hit it yet. And almost all those have sustained their move in one shape or another. Actually, I think all of them have, at least of the ones that have broken out. So XRP breaking out right here. Very good volume. This is a 2-hour chart, and this is my daily chart right there. So XRP breaking out very, very nicely here. Bitcoin Cash obviously still waiting for a breakout move. We have our alert here at 247.33. BSV, which is actually looking extraordinarily healthy here, much better than Bitcoin Cash in my opinion, and likely to have better percentage moves. And if you're on Bitfinex, this is one I actually would not shy away from, regardless of how you feel about it. Cryptocurrencies are trading vehicles. In my opinion, they're not something that really should be hodled except for a Bitcoin. And whether you like or hate something, if it's showing an opportunity, I think you take advantage of that opportunity. Right now, there's a loose opportunity in Litecoin. Appears to be a little bit of stalling action here in the 2-hour chart. We're trying to break out from it's kind of a looser base on base pattern, but you see this one here breaking this recent high over here on the 2-hour chart. This is our actual breakout point, and we're above that. We just need to see volume sustain it and maintain that level. EOS also yet to break out. Looks like it could go. Actually, I think the alert just triggered for EOS, as a matter of fact. As I was getting ready to start the video, it triggered. BNB has kind of been just loosely walking up this trend line. My log's not on. That's why it looks weird. So, but BNB just kind of loosely walking up. Really nothing horrible in the chart here. It also hasn't been running, but you can see how tight it's been getting on the daily chart. Very, very tight action. Volume is diminishing, not substantially, but BNB doesn't diminish that substantially. Generally maintains kind of a higher volume overall for the most part. But you can see here the price action very flat and sideways. That's extraordinarily bullish. I think we have an alert up here towards the 1650 level on that one. XTZ, almost played this one like a fiddle. We had the breakout down here. It doesn't show because TradingView likes to delete all of my trend lines. But so that one doesn't show. And these are some other alerts we had. We had the 99.86 or 199.86, 217.27. And actually, we timed an exit up here the past couple days and an entry yesterday down here at the bottom. As a matter of fact, we don't do too many bottom buy entries like this in the real crypto community, but this time it really seemed warranted and it paid off. At the moment, we're kind of consolidating. Hopefully, we'll start getting going again here pretty soon in XTZ. So I mean, you can see coin after coin's been doing good. Link a little bit different. Link got going early and very, very aggressively. Had this huge move up, and we were there for that one as well. And you can see we have doing some analysis here. It failed to break down here, came back, and Link not performing very well right now, but not breaking down either. We'll see what happens. It has a primary trend line here. We'll see what happens when it gets down there, but Link not as aggressive as it once was, but it's done extraordinarily well. I mean, you're still talking a 50% mover from that initial buy point that we had. So extraordinary move there. Cardano, this is one of the first ones we talked about in terms of the base on base pattern because I really do think Cardano's base on base was more powerful than the rest of them. Um, you have a beautiful cup and handle here and another cup and handle immediately thereafter and a beautiful breakout from this 36.99, and we're up substantially in a little less than a week. And it doesn't look like it's slowing down that much. It may come in and have a red day or two, but Cardano actually looking extraordinarily bullish. It was looking really good even since this first breakout. Even all this action in the base was on very low volume, and then you just get a lot of accumulation on the way out. Cardano very healthy right now, and if you take a much bigger picture view of Cardano, there's actually even a possibility for much, much more gains. You can actually see high volume stepping in, which we haven't seen. This is at least on Binance. And actually, if you go to the BTC charts, I wasn't going to do this, but we'll go check out the BTC chart in Cardano. And of course, my range has disappeared because welcome to TradingView. Let me draw this real quick. So we identified this range here, and actually our initial trend line on Cardano for a purchase, and talking about this being a longer term trade, actually in the moment it was right here on this trend line break. This was, in my opinion, a pretty well choreographed break, and it behaved really well all the way up. Our last good alert, other than this 579, was actually down here, 529. A little hard for me to see right there, but our last good alert here on the BTC pair was right there, and then just boom, an explosive move up for Cardano. And we were looking for it at some point in time to get out of this base, and it looks like it's doing it sooner rather than later. So I'm in no way, shape, or form surprised, really at all. I'm kind of surprised at the velocity of the move, but the fact that we got up and one thing that's interesting here, look at this 200 daily moving average on Cardano. Look how flat it was. It just came down and just went sideways. So pretty cool price action there on Cardano. And we're about halfway done with the top 20 coins here, and you can see just overt strength in the market. XLM, we had a couple of tremendous buys. 5 cent level proved to be very, very good alert level. It did take a little while to transpire into a much larger move, but yesterday we had the 6294. Yeah, we had this alert level yesterday, and this is our current alert at 6890 on this little declining. I'm making this one very aggressive because Stellar is really aggressive right now. There is some distribution stepping in here that there wasn't over here, so we'll see what happens, but that's what stop losses are for. But yeah, XLM really, really good. XMR has just kind of been walking up. It didn't really have an extraordinary breakout, just kind of started moving early, 4, 5, 6%, and really didn't stop very much. We had an alert over here at, can't see, it's like 56 and change, 56.44, and then played around a little bit with that, but not too bad, down about 5%, pretty manageable, and then right back to it. So nothing great, but nothing bad there. And then you get down to the end of the top 20 cryptos, where you can argue that the quality diminishes just based on what the market sees, right? And then you have Tron here with a recent breakout of a declining trend line, and then getting going another 5 or 6 or 7 good up days. Ethereum Classic finally having a couple of good days after a huge pump over here, which was a beautiful run and very easily choreographed. After that run and the subsequent breakdown, as a matter of fact, really hasn't gotten started on its uptrend. It may at some point in time, but Neil's kind of had a difficult time here. I'm sorry, Ethereum Classics had kind of a difficult time here. Neo also kind of a hard time getting started. It did break our 8161 alert level, but kind of a non-starter. It is holding the alert level though right here, and will likely continue to have some good moves. I will say right now, this market does require patience, and if you're a newer trader, that's really hard to come by. And to be honest with you, if you're still watching the video, thanks for checking it out, but that's really what the Power Hour is for, to help you get the patience and kind of force discipline upon you if you don't have it. That's one of the core strengths of the Power Hours. You have an experienced, disciplined trader there for you every single day, and to kind of help you along with what you're doing over there. And the last of the top 20 is Atom, which started breaking out about 4 or 5 days ago, and so far holding really nicely. I like what Atom's doing here. So you can see the top 20 cryptocurrencies are all in a good spot. You got two or three of them that are a little more questionable, but those are the ones of lower market cap and therefore likely less significance to the market. But all of your high market cap coins are in very, very extensive bull markets right now. And using BTC for the as the benchmark of cryptocurrency, which in my opinion it should always be used for that, Bitcoin is in a very bullish mode. It is not rising on low volume, contrary to some popular belief. And looking at the fear and greed index, which I don't actually have here, which if you guys don't check it out, you should. It's funny. Fear and greed index BTC. Probably should have had this ready for a bit. I didn't know I was going to do it. If you look at the fear and greed index, it's 27. We had it at 19, like I don't know, two or 3 weeks ago. Now it was at like 23. Yeah, here you go. You had 14 last month, 19, 26. So everyone's still scared. No one's even happy in the market yet. And everyone that's looking for a pullback, in my opinion, is going to be sorely, sorely disappointed and stuck holding no bags when Bitcoin's at much higher prices. Now, Bitcoin will have pullbacks. Bitcoin will have, I'm sure, a fairly substantial retraction at some point in time. But the way the charts are shaking out in this moment, it doesn't appear to be right now. Now, we are waning in terms of volume. We're not too low volume yet, but we're kind of getting in that area. And BTC is going to have to make up its mind in terms of what it wants to do. But some of the other altcoins still have a tremendous amount of runway. And it right now the market's looking extremely good to me. I'm actively trading and things are going well. And I'm not really looking to liquidate positions quite yet. I'm rolling out of profits like we rolled out of Link and kind of back into XTZ, and then XTZ started running. Now it looks like Litecoin maybe trying to get a little bit of a move. I've kind of started a position in Litecoin, hope seeing if it's going to break out of its cup and handle here, which would be a late move, and it may be the last. Maybe Bitcoin Cash gets going too, but Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin, some of the latter ones to move. Sometimes the breakouts fail on these coins, so I'm ready to kind of exit those positions if they do. But if these last group of coins rally, I think that bodes very well overall for the markets, for at least a stable market and a market where we likely don't have a tremendous amount of downside pressure, which I think is one thing we've generally been lacking. We've been extremely bullish and pretty darn bearish, but we have yet to have a more normalized market, which requires patience, and that's what we're in right now. And that can be difficult to do if you're switching from extreme bearish to normal patient market trading, which is what this is behaving like. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining me. I do appreciate it. Check out my website, real-crypto.com. I've got a couple webinars up here for you talking about market cycle. I do have a webinar on the market cycle right here for you guys if you want to learn about that. Also, how to buy Bitcoin bottom, which probably you can buy it for educational purposes, but that capitulation we had a month and a half ago, this is exactly how to buy that bottom. And it actually worked out about to a T in terms of how to buy a capitulation bottom. So our timing was wrong on this particular one. We put this out about a year ago, but it did end up happening after all under the weirdest of circumstances. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.